this Saturday morning about the programs within Erasmus Plus and what it is about. And in this virtual European Higher Education Fair session this Saturday morning. So yun po, magandang umaga, coming from I'm Dr. Michael Campbell, and I have the privilege to present Ms. Kate Ramil. Ms. Kate Ramil has earned her European Master's degree in Gender Studies from the University of Hull, the United Kingdom, and Universidad de Granada in Spain. She currently teaches at De La Salle University in Manila, where she earned her bachelor's degree in literature. In addition, Kate works as the Philippine NGO Research Lead for Global Genders and Future of Equality Project, coordinated coordinated by Goldsmiths, University of London, Director for Strategic Partnership. So kindly asking, thank you for meeting. Coordinated by Goldsmiths, University of London, and the Director for Strategic Partnerships of SPARC. Is also the current chairperson and president, Campus Erasmus Mundus, and the Salzburg Global Fellow. Let's welcome, just to have some few introductions first, no? Kate. Kate, over to you. Thanks.
Thank you, Doc Mike. I also want to introduce my moderator, Dr. Michael Campued. He is a health systems, economics, and governance consultant with more than a decade of involvement in supporting community health development in the Philippines. Experiences include community-based clinical practice, national and subnational health system strengthening, and care integration. He earned his double master's degree in public health with distinction, specializing in economics and governance of health systems and transition from the University of Sheffield in the United Kingdom, the Jagiellonian University in Krakow, Poland, and École des Hautes en Santé Publique. I don't know if I pronounce it correctly, Doc Mike, but thank
It's
you
all
for
right. We all can try. We can only try. I wouldn't be able to do it
exactly.
as good as you two. So, all right. Okay. So before we proceed with our morning discussion, I would like to have some house rules. No. So, I don't know if there will be some internationals that are in attendance as well. So we'll be speaking in English, but pardon us if we use our language. So it's just natural, but we'll try to make sure that everybody is within and involved in our discussion. So just some house rules. Let's keep our mics and camera off. So mics on mute and camera off, just to make sure that we maintain the bandwidth that we're gonna share. But you will be given a chance to be on the spotlight if you want, and you can turn on your camera and unmute yourself once called, so that we will have an engaging discussion. As well, we want highlight that this is a very, I don't know, respectable place. So it's a safe space as well. So you can express yourself, but within, hopefully, express it within a respectful manner. So let's make sure that everybody is heard, and also let's not disturb and use the language that's acceptable for our group. No? So, but nonetheless, I'm looking forward for a very engaging discussion this morning. So, and Kate is the best resource for this. No? So, okay, without further ado, if nothing else, for people who are still unfamiliar with the Zoom platform, you will see on the lower bottom screen the video button, so you can use that. And also, we have the chat button, which you can use if you are shy to share personally, but you can also use the chat button. Make sure that you also engage as we discussions. And so, if okay from Ate Kate's end, okay na tayo to present? All
Yes,
right,
go ahead, Doc
sure.
Mike.
I'll just mute and stop my video.
And kindly share my screen. Yes, good
Hey,
morning,
over to
everyone.
you.
Yes, thank you. So, welcome to the European Higher Education Fair, and particularly our my discussion, my session with Doc Mike. Doc Mike is also an Erasmus alumni. Both of us are alumni. So, I'm going to present to you the Erasmus Plus. All right. So, I'm Kate Ramil, the founder of Campus Erasmus Mundus, and a proud alumna of the Erasmus program. Next, please. So I want to ask all of you who are here, why are you here? Or why is EU here? Why are you here? Do you want to study full time or short term in Europe? Do you want to travel? You want to explore other possibilities for you or your institutions because maybe you're here because you're representing an institution or an organization. So why are you here? You have to ask yourself, why am I here? Why am I spending a Saturday morning in this session? So these are important questions that we need to ask, right? Next, please. So for this session, I'm going to talk about Erasmus Plus because this is my program, and also I'm going to give you a background or of what Erasmus is. Because the next session, who is also an alumnus of Erasmus, will talk about his experiences. Architect Gantua will do that after me. So next, please. So what is Erasmus Plus? Erasmus Plus provides grants, right? So we can highlight the word grant for activities in the fields of education, training, youth, and sports. It offers opportunities for one, individuals to spend a mobility or volunteering period abroad and to receive linguistic training. So it's for people who are here because they are interested in exploring possibilities and opportunities for themselves, then that's Erasmus Plus. And another one is for organizations to collaborate in project partnerships in the fields of academic and vocational training schools, adult learning, and European sports events. So if you're, for example, a president or uh, an officer of a school organization in the Philippines, can you partner with a European organization or institution for your project? Yes, you can. So, there are so many possibilities for you. If you're representing a university, can your university partner with a European university? Yes, that's the under Erasmus Mundus program as well. And of course, there are other um, partnerships that you can explore with Erasmus Plus. So Erasmus Plus also supports teaching, research, networking, and policy debate on EU topics. So I'm just going to give you explain it in a nutshell. What are the actions or programs under the Erasmus Plus? One, it's mobility. So like me and Dr. Mike, we went to Europe to study for 2 years, but some individuals or professors or students, they go to Europe for their mobility. For example, they spend one semester in Europe. They can do that, or 3 months for research. They can do that, right? So that's under mobility. So you can send your university staff for a training to Europe, and that would also be given funding, and of course cooperation between higher education institutions, policy development, and you have the Jean Monnet actions. I think Philippines can also be part of the Jean Monnet actions. Next, please. Okay, so how much is the budget? What is the European Commission giving for this program? So from 2014 to 2020, Erasmus Plus had a budget of 14.7 billion euros. Starting 2021 um, to 2027, um, there's a huge increase of the budget that's going to be 30 billion euros. Of course, this is not only for Filipinos because this is worldwide opportunity, but we are, part of this We can partner and we can be part of the grants. We can receive grants as beneficiaries or partners. Next, please. So now I'm going to talk about the EMJMT program, which is the Erasmus Mundus Joint Master's Degree. I think a lot of you are here because you're looking for opportunities to take a master's degree. So, what is EMJMT? I'm going to focus on this one because the institutional partnership is another topic, right? So, what is EMJMT? It's high level integrated master's degree programs. It's offered by consortia of higher education institutions from program and partner countries. I'm going to explain what program and partner countries are. So, consortia, what do you mean by consortia? Consortia, it means that it's a group of higher education institutions. It's not just one, it's at least five higher education institutions, either from the EU and associated countries. That's the program countries. So basically, when it's EU countries and associated countries, that's program countries. And partner countries are mostly from the developing countries, like the Philippines. And as I said earlier, your university in the Philippines can actually partner um, with higher education institutions in Europe to come up with a master's degree program. I mean, we're doing that. I think MSU has it. Um, UP Diliman, Ateneo, Visayas State University, they all have partnerships with European higher education institutions. I think APO, Xavier University also has a partnership now. So slowly we're increasing partnerships, and I think it's good if our universities partner because that will increase also not only our mobility but we're moving towards internationalization, and that's important because we're all connected. um, so we have to know the latest, and as Filipinos we know that we can also give so much to the world, so we want to harness that under this program. And of course, we want to attract the best students worldwide. Doc Mike graduated with distinction, and around 40, or at least 40, not around, at least 40 alumni from the Erasmus Mundus Philippines graduated with high distinction, like summa cum laude, magna cum laude, and cum laude. So we're doing well. So it's attracting the best students worldwide, and we compete with the rest of the world, right? Because we're competitive in a good way, um, and of course, providing high level scholarships, and this is important because a lot of people are so scared to try and apply because they think they don't have money to pay for their education. Guys, there's a lot of scholarships. If you only know where to find, and of course, one of the best place to look for scholarships is Erasmus Mundus. Because all of our courses, I think there's around 140 programs, master's degree programs, from agriculture to technology. And technology, I mean nanotechnology, medical technology, um, and forestry. Think about any possible field that you can think of, and most likely we have it under a program. So that's how great our Erasmus program is. Aside from, of course, it has full scholarships, and when I mean full, it's full, right? And I'm going to talk about scholarship later on in details. So, what are the aims of EMJMT? Um, One, to foster excellence, quality, innovation, and of course, internationalization. Like I said, we have to go towards that direction. There's the way, because any issue that a country experiences, it affects all of us. I mean, um, climate crisis. It's affecting all of us. The flooding in the Philippines, in Bangladesh, in all these countries, this virus. I mean, I'm sure Doc Mike will talk about it also later. So we're all connected. So to have we have to strengthen our relationship with the international community because we're not a single country. We're actually live in a global village. Anyway, so another one is to increase attractiveness of the European higher education agencies. Three, support EU's external action in higher education. An improved level of students' competences and relevances of courses to the labor market. And that's important because a lot of people, especially now, students who are doing their online classes, they're thinking, what is going to be my job after I graduate? So these are the things that we should be able to answer, and these are the things that our program has thought of. Next, please. So, what is the structure? Because I talked about consortium. Of course, it's integrated study program that is fully recognized. So, when you come here with your Erasmus degree, universities here will actually recognize your um, your program. Number two, study period in at least two of the program countries represented in the consortium. Again, the structure, I'm going to give you an example with my program later on. But for our Erasmus program, since it's a mobility program, you're not going to stay in just one university. You will stay in at least two universities in two different countries. So sometimes you will go to four different countries. So you're moving from one country to another per semester, for example. So you can go to Europe and then Canada and then Brazil and then Philippines. The Philippines is part of the consortium, right? So we
Okay. So maybe we could just have a bit of adjustment to our audio.
go ahead.
We missed some parts on this part. So if you could adjust it, can we hear you again? Testing.
Hello?
Ayan.
Is it
Uh,
better now?
much better. All right. Over to you
All right.
again.
Thank you, Doc Mike. So anyway, so like I said, at least two universities in two different countries. So you can have four countries and you can have five because of your internship. So that's part of the program. So what about the length of the program? Um, 12 to 24 months, and mostly it's 24 months for 2 years. So you will be awarded of a double, multiple, or joint degree. And it's a full study scholarships for students from all over the world. And of course, the participation of international scholars is the heart of this structure. Next, please. So I'm going to give you an example because this is my program. So I want to highlight my program, and Doc Mike, you can talk about yours as well. So my program is called GEMA, or actually it's a European Masters in Women's and Gender Studies. And so this is York University, which is part of the consortium. Can you uh, move to the next slide, please, Doc Mike? Oops, it didn't say. Okay, anyway, so for for my degree, the coordinating university. So every program has a coordinating university. So for my university, it's Universidad de Granada, and the other universities involved in that consortium is University of York. You saw the website. University of Hull in the UK, um, University of Bologna in Italy, University of Woods in Poland, and Central European University in um, now in Vienna. So there are several universities, and you can move from one university to another depending on the structure of the consortium. So are you guys still with me? Okay. Every program has its own structure. The commonality between all or among these consortia is that there's mobility, right? So you have to move. But some consortia actually require you to move per semester, right? And you can choose. Some consortia will choose for you which university you have to go first. And some consortia require you to meet, like all the students will meet in one university for this semester, and then they will be split into different universities for different universities. So they will be scattered. So it depends. Mine, I chose my university. And so I studied at University of Hull and also Universidad de Granada. Now, you may want to ask, how much is a scholarship? So this is the scholarship. I'm gonna wrap up. Practically, okay. So we are the partner country. So you have no tuition fees because that will be paid for. You will receive your travel allowance, which is 2,000 to 3,000 per year. You can use it for conferences, and we encourage you to use the funds for your conferences. And then you have the installation allowance and the living allowance of 1,000 euros. So 1,000 euros is actually what you use for your living expenses, your rent and your um, meals. So that's actually enough. All right. Next, please. I think I'm almost done. So you can ask questions. So where to apply? Oops, you can't see can you see it properly? So go to the website. We can send the website again. Doc Mike can copy that one. And then choose the courses. Choose the courses of interest. You can apply up to 3 courses. So every course has a different website. So you go to their website and apply directly, but do not apply to more than 3 courses because your applications will be void. Um, and then, of course, you have to read the requirements for the application. It's very straightforward. Usually, just the application form, your diploma, your TOR, recommendation letter, and motivation letter. And motivation letter is super important, of course. Also, your application letter. Sometimes people forget to write their names in the application letter, and that's your window. If you submitted an incomplete um, application paper, nobody else will read your other submissions. Gather all necessary requirements, and of course, you have to submit on time, preferably 1 week before the deadline. Otherwise, the system might crash and you won't be able to submit your application. So that's it for me. And if you guys have questions, please feel free to ask us.
All
Me
right.
and Doc Mike.
Yes, maraming salamat, at Kate, for that. And then I'll be sharing the link as well in the chat. But we do have questions already, so that's good. To engage our audience here. We have initial 3 questions, which I can 4 questions actually, which I can raise now. Uh, Sige, let's go with the first question from Archie Casil, though I think this was also covered, no? Archie, do you want to be called up, or if you want to be called up, you can raise your hand. But otherwise, I'll read the question. 3 questions, idiretso ko na Kate, no? Para we can look at it. All right. So the first question is, I would like to ask if how can I or we avail the scholarship for this? And number 2 question from our live stream. So by the way, we are on live stream, so we are receiving questions as well. This end, number one is most Erasmus Master programs require a certification that language of instruction in my university was in English, and it was. Do you still recommend that we take IELTS and TOEFL when applying for program? And the third question before we answer na, do we have any links available? I sent that on the link, yung links. And the last question, what is the rate of competitiveness for the EMJM? Challenging, no? All right, over to you, Kate, to have some answers for that.
Okay, I think the first one, sinagot na rin namin, no? You have to go to the website and choose the course that you want, and you will be prompted to the website. And all the details for applications are there. Number two, do you need TOEFL or IELTS? Depends on the program. So you have to ask, can we use the university certificate for the English language? Um, some programs or some consortia actually accept that. So you just have to ask. But some programs are, or consortia are stricter. So you have to comply.
And then the third question is what is the level of competitiveness of EMJ?
Oh, well, it's very competitive because it's worldwide. During my time, there were 2,000 applicants and only 10 were accepted.
Yeah, same as
So,
me,
yeah.
no. That was about, I don't know, especially if you're applying for the full scholarship, but don't feel missed out kung hindi ka natanggap sa scholarship. Of course, it's the program that we are looking at, the advocacy, the work that we're looking at. So you can still go through the program, the mobility program as a paying student, as a partially paying student. And then may option din kasi sometimes later on you will try to find funds to help as well. So that might be good to still pursue. Kate, we have a question here regarding exchange for BS or undergraduate program, or it depends always in the institutional agreements of program HEIs and partner HEIs. Any info this for this?
Yes, actually, it's your university. If they want to do that, your university needs to partner with HEIs in Europe so that they can, send their students. And it's possible because there's funding for that.
So we have 3 minutes left. But as well, we'll try to cover as much as possible. Yung any further questions from the group, we'll try to answer quickly. But it doesn't stop us from we do have our Facebook page, the Pinoy Erasmus Mundus, and what else, Miss Kate, can we advertise for them to engage with us?
Well, EMA Philippines or EMA Philippines and Campus Erasmus Mundus page.
Yeah,
So
so
they
these
can
are
always, ask us
yeah.
questions there.
So yun, magtanong lang kayo. Um, the programs, I guess, so sige, I'll try to give some thoughts and then while we await from questions and then later you escape. Just some thoughts from my end. Um, beyond what is written in the in the desires of the program, internationalization, competitiveness, and also linking the countries with and aligning our international goals and increasing collaboration. Remember that it's a 2 year experience for most of us, and the experience is much deeper. So it extends to like yung friendship that we have, and also how it actually fuels a lot of the work that you're doing. Once you discover that that the work that you're doing here in the Philippines, there are a lot others in other countries that are also working towards the direction that you're interested in. So it's worth be part of this program. And I've never heard anyone actually say na it's not it wasn't worth it going through that and then giving your 2 years of your life for this. And to you, Kate.
Yes, it's worth it, definitely. And if you guys have more questions, the next speaker is also an Erasmus alumnus. So he will be talking about more about the experiences, about the application, so his experiences while studying. He graduated summa cum laude, by the way. So you will learn a lot from him as well. So you have to, if you want to stay here.
Yes.
So thank you,
So
guys.
thank you. And before we end this session, just one town hall good morning for everyone. Feel free to unmute and say good morning. Morning po at maraming salamat. Unmute.
Good
Good morning.
morning. Good morning
Good
po. Maraming
morning.
salamat.
Po,
Thank
ma'am.
you
Good
for
morning
having
po.
us.
Thank
Maraming
you.
salamat, Sir
Thank you, ma'am.
Michael. Ma'am.
Thank
Thank you
you.
po.
All right. Yan, maraming salamat. And for this, looking forward to seeing you